gaming show, and we'll kind of talk about it a little bit. But I didn't really know much about the situation as it was happening. But there was breaking news while we were doing it that the Pawn Stars guy, Rick Harrison, his son Adam, had died of what they believe is a fentanyl overdose at this point now,
Yeah.
which is a really shitty, sad story. But the thing that I found kind of weird about it, and his dad actually ended up, here's the post his dad put up, a little tribute post here. So here, I'll show you that, guys. Here's his dad there. He's saying, oh, whoops, we got Mikey back, so we can do both. His dad there, you see up in the top, it says, you will always be in my heart. I love you, Adam. Then a broken heart, and just a picture of the two of them out to eat. So I can't imagine how upset he must be. That's got to be, you don't want to outlive your kid. That's what they always say. I couldn't imagine that. It was in the moment. My brain didn't go to that. I was obviously thinking about the fentanyl and all that shit connected to it, because you guys know how much I love that. But so, but what he brought up today, this Rick Harrison guy, he brought it up, saying that, what is his quote that he said here? He blamed it on the border crisis. That's what he said is the. He said.
I think it's a contributing factor, but to lump it all into that and try to make it political when your son's not even.
That's kind of what I didn't like about it.
It's not settled yet. Like
here's his what his quote. He says, "The fentanyl crisis in this country must be taken more seriously. It seems it is just flowing over the borders and nothing is being done about it. We must do better." I got to agree with you on that one, Mikey. That's a time and a place kind of situation, and certainly
that's
not the time,
not the place. Like mourn your child and talk more about the opioid epidemic and what you can do to help, not be part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like you have a platform where you can talk about it and
right,
possibly use this for some type of silver lining is good. I mean, obviously not right now or anything like that, but
right. I think doing the post, because he's a public figure, so people do, public figures do things differently. Some turn in and don't say anything and want to be alone, and other ones will post stuff because this is what they know and it's what they do.
He built his business on the back of drug addicts, junkies, scrappers, and thieves.
With the Pawn Stars, I guess that's people who usually go to pawn shops. I've seen that show, but I've never really watched it. I've clips and maybe an episode here or there.
It's like a modern day Antiques Roadshow. You get to see some pretty cool shit that people bring in, especially if you like pop culture stuff, sports memorabilia, old weapons, cars. I mean, anything and everything.
And I imagine the more popular that show got, the cooler the stuff was that they were having brought in. Like people would actually try to bring in some cool stuff,
like an original Batmobile and stuff like that. It was really cool.
That's pretty cool. Right on. Well, I like that then. But sad for him. But so you kind of said, Mikey, a little bit about using kind of the public situation to kind of give, a little bit of advocacy. Are you comfortable talking a little bit about what you've been going through, what you're still going through? Where are you at with that?
Oh, no. I mean, everything that's going on right now in my life is just pretty much the mental health stuff. Okay. I am in a steep hole of depression. The holidays usually are pretty rough for me. This year, it was a little bit different. I don't know why it hit me the way that it did, and especially coming off the heels of the other slip up and everything like that.
Right.
Getting back on track and everything like that has been a little bit more difficult than I'd imagined, or I had imagined. I realized that over the last 2 years when I was in my relationship with Brianna and everything like that, that I had a whole community of people and stuff like that I kind of backburnered and pushed off to the side because I didn't really need them anymore. And the more that I like process it and talk to my therapist about it and stuff like that, I allowed some of her behavior to dictate who my friends were and stuff like that as she tried to alienate me from my friends and my support group, so it would just kind of be like me and her, like true
Right.
narcissistic behavior. You know what I'm saying? Isolate them, make them so that they only need you, and then you can just do what you want.
Gotcha. So then you broke out of that cycle of being with her, and then didn't really have the support group that you needed at that point when you were on your own
And I
away from her.
never
And
never
shit.
reached back out to any of the support group or anything like that. And
Yeah.
all I'd have to do is pick up the phone and
Right.
call them.
Well,
But
you got the phone
I've
in
got
your
an
hand, and
ego,
you can
and pride that's in the way,
well,
and
yeah,
all kinds of stuff.
you
That
can scroll to the F person, or you can scroll to the S person for support. So
yeah,
that's the choice that that guy. What frustrates me about the thing with Rick Harrison is him blaming it on the border there. Well, his son sadly had that same choice in his hand, and he
yeah.
scrolled to the wrong one. So,
I mean, I
so
get being angry at the system and everything like that, and that's for sure. But that's he's just a mourning father,
yeah, no, I
grieving
hear you.
father.
I hear you. I forgot what I was going to say before that. I went back to Rick, and then I lost what I was going to say.
Oh my bad. But as for what's going on with me and everything like that, I'm gonna spend some more time on self care. I've been burning myself at both ends of the candle for quite a while between working as much as I have been. There's some changes going on at work in a good way, um, and I just need to focus on not letting myself get burnt out and look other ways for things and look for impulsive decisions and
Mm-hmm.
so there's been I'm back to therapy every week. um I'm hanging out with some old friends that I just said I wasn't calling and stuff like that. I'm not going back to meetings or anything like that, but I'm
Just leaving it.
reintroducing myself to my old friend group there and kind of
Mm-hmm.
talking to them a little bit, so I have some type of support group so I don't slip again,
Gotcha.
so I don't get, close to the edge and I'm, peeking over the edge saying, I probably don't look too bad over there.
Right. Now, have you gotten through the road bumps you were kind of going through there for the couple of weeks, the kind of like physical road
Yeah.
bumps you were going through, or you gotten through
Yeah.
that, and now it's just kind of the mental aspect of the whole thing?
Yeah. The mental aspect, it was mostly mental aspect that, over anything else,
Okay.
anyways. Whatever was happening or whatever was going on was nothing.
There's a word you used that I never heard before. It started with a C. Are you able to talk about that word at all?
I don't know what word you're talking about. Text it to me.
I closed my.
Oh,
Phone.
don't worry about it then. I'm
It
not really
rhymes
sure what
rhymes with ripping.
starts with a C.
Yeah, that's I never ever heard it before.
I don't even know what word you're talking about.
Oh, okay. Essentially, what you were saying was you weren't doing yourself any favors, trying to get through what you were going through.
Oh. Yeah, that's just maintenance.
Maintenance. So yeah.
Not
So can I
yeah,
say the word to explain it a
chipping.
little? Chipping. Okay. So
Chipping.
the way you described it to me was you had your slip up. Getting over the slip up physically was harder than you were, thought. And in order to
Yeah.
kind of wean yourself off of it, you were doing what's called chipping, which is a very small dose of it to enable yourself to not get sick, but you're not getting high, basically, right?
Yep.
Is it okay? So if you
That's what
made
I did. I've maintained my way all the way down to 0. I went through my hurt
nice,
and
yes, all
that
right.
is
Would you?
yeah,
Okay, okay. No,
no,
dude,
no,
that's
no, no, no.
hey,
That's not
bro.
a
That's a thing. If we're
it's
back
still a
to
phone call.
if we're
It's
back
still
to
a
one,
phone
if we're
call
down
away,
to
and
hey, bro, if
the
we're at 1 day, then you deserve a pat on the back. If you're at 4 days, you deserve on the pat on the back. That's how I look at it. So
well, I
good.
appreciate it.
I mean that. I think everybody here would probably feel the same way, dude. So, um, baby steps, right? Everybody's got to take that
Yeah.
first step, and that's all there is to it, dude. So just
It's just a
keep
struggle right
walking.
now, man. So
I can only
I'm only
imagine.
gonna be on the show a couple days a week, for the time being.
That's why I just wanted to talk about it and get it over with. That way, people could. go. What's happening? Welcome to Another Dumb Show. I'm Another Dumb Show host. Thank you for joining me on issue number 170 of Another Dumb Show. Can you believe it? So glad to have all you guys with me this evening. Go away, Studio Struts. We are live from Studio Struts. Good to have you guys all with me. It's always so good to have you guys streaming on my tube. It feels so good. It feels so right. Having you guys streaming on my tube just feels so good. 844-HIT-DUMB, 844-448-3862. That is the number to call. Like I said, I hope you guys had a good day. Well, I don't know if I said that. I said it in my head. I hope you guys had a good day today. I had a good day today. I was busy, man. I was out hitting those roads in the rain, doing the door dashing and all that. So, I mean, you know, just out there doing that in the rain. It's kind of weird. I did have one weird thing. I did a delivery where, like, I did a delivery, like, so I do this door dashing, right? And apparently DoorDash is now like Instacart too, where you can go shopping for people. So every once in a while I have to run into like a store, and it's never like a lot of groceries. It's like 5 or 6 things, I think, at the most usually. So I had to go to like a dollar store today to go grab some, like a Dollar General. And I get to the Dollar General, and as I get there, there's some guy yelling at me from his car. And I'm like, what is going on? I thought, like, I pulled up, like, I thought I was getting yelled at by some old guy for pulling in too fast, because I did kind of whip into the spot. So I was actually going to apologize. Then I realized he's going, the store is closed. The store is closed. And so I was like, what do you mean? He goes, a store, it's closed. And so I walked over to the store, and sure enough, the doors were all locked, but it was like half lit up inside. And the store should have been open for by like probably an hour and a half, I think, at that point. So you go through the app, you take a picture, like they had a sign on the door, but it was like this handwritten note saying that we're temporarily closed, check back later. And so I went through the app, and I was kind of bummed because it was like a good deal. Or a good delivery. I was going to make a good amount of money on it. So I was looking forward to this delivery. And then I go try to see, like, so I do the thing in the app. I clear out the app and go on to the next delivery. And as I'm like driving away, I'm thinking to myself, is that place getting robbed right now? And like somebody just put a sign up on the door or something like that, because it just was kind of strange to me that the store was closed with some weird random just handwritten note. And then right as I was kind of thinking about that, I realized, or I didn't realize anything, my phone dinged and I had another offer. So I just hit the button for the other offer, for the other delivery. And then I just kept on driving. So kind of went in kind of the thought arose, and then I had the thing ping to tell me I needed to go do some more work. And then I just completely forgot about it. So I didn't see anything in the news about the Dollar General by me getting robbed, at least. So I hope everybody's okay and there was nothing going on there, anything nefarious, and that was just closed because, I don't know, somebody's late or some shit. I don't know. I did forget to remind everybody, if you want, you can always follow the show on Instagram and X at Another Dumb Show. That's the easiest way to do it. I'd love to have you. Oh, and on TikTok too. So if you guys want to follow there, I'd love to have you guys join me on the socials. I did post one today. I won, Sean Street Entertainment, my wedding DJ company. Well, it's not just a wedding DJ. It's just, it's a full service entertainment company. In fact, we have weddings that we can do, ceremonies, parties. We have a photo booth for weddings or parties. We have up lighting for weddings or parties, dance floor lighting for weddings or parties. I got the whole shebang, baby. I got it all. But I was fortunate enough to win through one of these wedding websites. I won it's called the Couples Choice Award for 2024. Sean Street Entertainment won it. So pretty proud of myself. That means you get that when you get, it doesn't mean it when you do a good job. You get it. So here's actually the post I did earlier, actually. So you can see here. There's the post right there. That's me winning. There you go. ClevelandReception.com. There's B1 and her new food thing that she got. I'll give her a little credit. She just got a little food endorsement thing on Instagram where she's actually getting paid. It's kind of crazy. So I'm happy for her. By the way, I do notice in the chat, I didn't give any love to the chat, but I want to give a little bit of love. First out, props to Trevor. I believe he was first in chat. Is that what we got here? Trevor? I think Trevor was first in chat. I had it on top chat instead of live chat, so I believe he was first. So Trevor, props to you. I saw a couple things. You can always, by the way, if you're in our chat, or if you're not in the chat and you're wondering why you can't talk in there, you have to be subscribed to the show. You subscribe to the show. 10 minutes later, you can join the chat, which we call the League of Dummies. One of the members of the League of Dummies, his name is Brap Attack, in fact. He said, add another dumb show. Yay, you're rocking the quarter zip house sweater with the troll face. It's not a quarter zip, you sons of bitches. I will never wear a quarter zip anything. That is the kiss of death. I know I'm going to be. Let's see now. In less than a week now, I'm going to be hitting an old man birthday. As far as I'm concerned, this is officially an old man number that I'm going to be hitting. Old 46. So I'm like, you can't wear New Balance shoes or all white shoes really at all. Any kind of shoes with a large sole. I know that came back in style for a while, and the Gen Zers were doing that, rocking and I think it's still kind of a thing, wearing like the Air Monarchs, the dad shoes. I will never ever own a pair of those ever in my entire life, and I will never ever wear a quarter zip for the rest of my life, because until they come back around in style, because right now that's the kiss of death. Like, you're an old person, you're a dad. I mean, I am a dad, but in my heart, I'm like a 14-year-old, maybe 21 because I like to drink. So maybe in my heart, I'm a 21-year-old, and I don't want to be one of these dads at the airport or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Where you got your quarter zip on and you got all these shoes. You've been at the airport for 5 hours or whatever. That doesn't fit me. That's no quarter zips over here, buddy. It's a full zip, goes all the way down. All right, pal. Another one from Brap, going back to my story about my DoorDash today in the Dollar General. He says, that doesn't shock me. We have a local Dollar General that closes weird hours because of lack of help. The internet says 1 hour, and the door has a paper note for actual hours. So there you go. So it's not so crazy. Hopefully nobody was getting robbed in there at that time. Diz says, yeah, it sounds like you were in my neck of the woods, dumb. The Dollar General is always closed when it's supposed to be open. So apparently this is a common problem with Dollar Generals. I didn't realize this. I don't think I've ever had this happen before. All right, good. Well, that makes me feel better. Because I kind of felt bad for a little bit. Like, I potentially should have called someone or said something, maybe just called the police and been like, hey, just so you know, kind of a weird situation going on. It was all lit up and there's a weird paper note. And then they could have been like, that's just Dollar General, bro. Don't you know? That's just how it goes there. So anyway, Gabarita asks, when is your birthday? My birthday is in, let's see, today is the 23rd. So that would have been a day from yesterday. So less than a week. It'll be Monday of next week is my birthday, the 29th. Quickly, one last thing before we get into stuff to talk about. I want to remind everybody, I never really do this very well. I always forget to do this. And it reminded me while I was out door dashing today that, because I was thinking, because I get sick of listening to the radio and everything, and, I can only handle the sports talk for so long because it's everything I've already said, essentially. And then they start getting into too much basketball, and I can only handle so much basketball talk. But so I started thinking, I want to watch the shows that, like, normally during the day when I was at home, not outdoor dashing, I would watch the Pat McAfee show, which I think you can get available as like a podcast. Probably, I haven't even really looked. But anyway, my point is I wanted to watch it, and I couldn't because I need the app up and running, and it's just unsafe to have the TV there and watching something while I'm driving. It's stupid. So it reminded me that Another Dumb Show is available as a podcast for download. If you want to watch it, or if you can't watch Another Dumb Show, but you want to listen to it and you want to be a part of what we do here, you can go to YouTube Music and you can download Another Dumb Show as a podcast there. It's not up on any other platforms or whatever because YouTube just makes it nice and easy for me and they automatically post it. So I prefer just using the YouTube Music route. So I believe YouTube Music is free. I don't know how it works. I know it's free if you want to stream it. I don't know exactly how it works as far as downloading, if podcasts are different than videos or whatever. But either way, YouTube Music, great service. I use it all the time if I'm in a pinch. I can't find a song, I can use YouTube Music and I can download it. So I have it offline as well. That's the best thing about it. So get it downloaded so you can listen to the show while you're out driving around. So I'm sure there's plenty of people who are door dashing. Man, it's crazy how many people I see out there that are doing that. Like I go into a store and I got to be honest with you. I was telling my mom about this yesterday. It took a lot of, it's taking me a lot of pride swallowing to go do this, because, it's just the time of year where, everything's a little slow. Deposits are going to pick up because right around Valentine's Day. So weddings are going to be booking and things like that. I just booked a wedding, but, bills are due. I don't have actual, deposits aren't the bread and butter of the business. It's when the full payments come in, and those don't start rolling in for a minute. And obviously in the past, I had a job in radio where I was, I wasn't getting paid a lot of money, but essentially the amount of money I make door dashing, I make what I was doing on the show. Not counting the RMG Plus money. So I did make more money doing when I had that. But it's taken a lot of I feel like not that I'm better than door dashing or anything like that, because I'm not. I'm just a regular dude. I'm not like anybody, not better than anybody else, but I just feel like I feel like I'm letting my family down or something. Like, it's just weird. Like, they always had such weird high hopes and aspirations or whatever for me. Like, I always thought I was going to be a doctor or a lawyer or some crazy shit like that. And now I'm a YouTube host and a DoorDash driver. And I got my own business. So that's the thing. Like, I always I'm always knocking myself down when in the end, I'm really not doing that bad. It could be worse, but I just thought I was, I'd be, by the time I was 40, I'm going to be 40, probably, maybe it's just with the birthday coming up, but hell, by the time I was 46, I expected to be like, rich and famous. Not necessarily famous, but wealthy and secure and in a set with a career and not working 3 jobs and, that kind of stuff. I thought, I'd have a career and do that one job and be doing all that for my life. And it didn't turn out that way. So it's a bit of a pride swallow. But, I talked to my mom about it. She's like, you should be proud of yourself. You're out there doing what you got to do to make money and survive and take care of your kids and your family, and just like anybody else. So I totally, excuse me. I'm not better than anybody else who does this. So don't think I'm above it. I don't think I'm above it. I feel it's more, like I said, I just feel like other people felt like I was above it, and that I'm not living up to those expectations. So it's kind of a bummer. But not a bummer, because I'm making decent money and I can, I don't have a boss, and it's literally it is the most stressless job in the world. I have no stress, zero anxiety. So I wouldn't say it's fun, but it's not the worst gig in the world, to be honest with you. Becky asked, going back to that story at the dollar store, can't you go to another dollar store? No, you got to go to the one that it's at. And it's just like the app doesn't let you change anything. You just have to say the store is closed, and you click the button and take the picture of the sign, and that's it. That's done. You lose that deal. Dankus Cow says, I have respect for Dashers. My Pizza Hut occasionally sends my deliveries to Dashers, and they are by far more prompt, accurate, and professional than your standard pizza man. Well, hey, there you go. I do pride myself on being I'm overly polite when I go on these deliveries. Hello, it's welcome. It's so nice blah, 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 blah. I'm just, here's your food. Enjoy your food. Enjoy your lunch. I hope your food's good. Here it is, hot and fresh for you. It's so goddamn lame. Anyway, yesterday I mentioned, I was talking about my Bean Arena, my dog, Darla Beans, and how I have this strange thing I do in the middle of the night with her where basically I just want to make sure she's alive. And so I wake her up, even though she's just sleeping. She's fine. But I just wake her up because I just want to make sure she's alive. It's just the worst thing. But it's funny. Lemons Laura, she put a comment up on yesterday's video, and of course you guys can always do that if you're not watching live. I encourage you guys to put comments up on the videos and I'll read them live. Lemons Laura says, I have the same irrational fear as you. I wake up almost every night just to make sure my dog is still alive and breathing. Laughing face. Why are we like this? I don't know. I have no idea why we're like this. It's a strange thing. Like I always thought when I heard on, back on the old show with Mary Elizabeth doing that with Tomash, our son, Jeffrey's son, and his wife would wake up Tomash to make sure he was alive. And it's understandable because of what happened with them losing a kid in the past. But it still was strange. But now I'm doing it with my own little baby. I never did this with my kids, ever. But they just let them sleep. Oh, thank God they're finally fucking asleep. You know what I mean? They're quiet, not running around and breaking shit or spilling shit. So I was like, cool, they're finally asleep. Not screaming. But so now I'm doing it with my dog. Very, very strange. So Lemons Lore goes on to say, also super happy to see Mikey back. Me too. It was great having Mikey here yesterday, bullshitting with him, talking UFC. I think it was good having my dude back. I really good talking to him. So hopefully things will continue to be on the up and up with our dude, and everything will be great. Oh, and there's Laura in the chat. What's up, Laura? Love you too. All right. Now, speaking of dog, I found this crazy story yesterday, and it made me think about was a couple people it made me think of. There's this guy. His name is before I tell you about that guy, I think that like the most I forgot about with Darla the other night. On Saturday night, or I think it was Sunday night. I think it was up late. I don't know if it was because of the football game or for whatever reason. I stayed up late and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm up late. I got the munchies. I want snacks, so I got some food delivered." And when the guy got here, he was actually I kind of half opened the door and held Darla back with one foot because the guy was there, and it took a minute because he had to like take a picture and he was making sure he had the right drink because he had other orders in the car. And he was really nice. He was real friendly and everything. And I was like, oh, I said, thank you for bringing the food while it's so snowy and whatever. He goes, oh, no, thanks for, putting food on my table and whatnot. So it was a real pleasant exchange. And then after that, I go back in to see, I go back in the house. I sit down and eat. And Darla, like sitting in front of me, she just starts whining. And every once in a while, she'll beg for food a little bit and just do a little whining. But usually she does a little rough, like a little rough when she wants some food. And she didn't do that this time. She's just doing this kind of weird whining. And then she was just kind of pacing back and forth and then was standing by me. And usually at that point, I'll pick her up and put her on the couch. Like some of that pacing sometimes means she just wants to get up. The couch doesn't feel like jumping, so I'll just pick her up and put her next to me. Well, I did that, and then she immediately jumped back down and then went and ran and hid in the corner under a table. And I was like, what is this dog doing? So I couldn't coax her out from under the table. So I was just like, all right, maybe there's something over there. She's smelling, sniffing or whatever. I don't know. So I eat the food, finish everything up. It gets late. I say, all right, right after I eat, I'm ready to go to bed at that point. I tell her, all right, let's go to bed. We have a routine. When I say, all right, it's bedtime, she jumps up and she starts running upstairs. Like she knows she's very routine oriented, very routine oriented. She understands commands and things like that. When I say stuff like that, like if I say, you want to go for a CARRIDE, see why I have to spell it, because she will go berserk and start running around whining because she knows what that means. So she's very smart and understands commands and phrases and things like that. But when I said it this time, she just laid on the floor in the middle of the room. And she never got back up on the couch, by the way, that whole time, which is just weird because that's all she always does. So then I go upstairs. I start going upstairs thinking she'll follow me. She won't follow me. So I finally go pick her up and I carry her upstairs. And then at that point, I carry her actually right to my bed because she'll sleep with me at night. And, just to save her a jump, I put her right in the bed. And she immediately just jumped right off the bed and went underneath my bed. And I was like, she's never done anything like that before. She never ever goes under the bed unless like a ball rolls under there or something, or a toy that she's tried like just got thrown under there. So I was like, what is going on with this dog? And this went on for her being under the bed and then me trying to coax her out from under the bed. I'm not lying to you. This started at probably about 1 o'clock in the morning. And then I got so freaked out after about an hour of trying to get her out. I started calling B1 because she's in animal care. So I figured at least I get a hold of her. I figure out what's going on with it. And unfortunately, she didn't answer the phone. So I just stayed up until literally 5 o'clock in the morning till she finally, just out of nowhere, decided to come crawling out from under the bed. Did her thing where she puts her feet up on the bed and scratches at the bed. And she was ready to come out. And I was like crying with happiness because she finally came out from under the bed. And I'm a psychopath and this dog is my baby. But so very strange. I have no idea what caused any of it. I don't know what she was doing, why she was acting so strange. I have no idea. But going back to B1 and her being in animal care, while it's a benefit of having her in animal care, because I can usually get a hold of her if something's going on with one of the animals right away. But one thing I freak out about all the time is her getting attacked by a dog. And whether you guys like or dislike B1, I find her to be very attractive. And the last thing I want is for a dog to bite her face off. I went to school with the girl when I was in broadcasting school. I went to a girl. She's a very pretty girl, still very pretty, but she has a really bad scar now on her lip, and I haven't seen this girl for years. So Gina, hope you're well. I have no idea whatever happened to that girl, but anyway, I don't even know if she made it into broadcasting or not. But anyway, she worked at a vet clinic while she was in school, and then one day she came in and her face was just completely like swollen and messed up because a dog had bit her face. And I'm assuming it looks something like this guy named Ronnie Wright. He's a celebrity dog breeder. And this is a little graphic, so if you get grossed out by gory pictures or whatever, this one might gross you out. There is and Michael, by the way, I see you on hold. I'll get you in just 1 second, dude. I just want to finish the story. There's the picture of this guy, Ronnie Wright. He's a celebrity dog breeder. And so look at this picture. This is what I freak out might happen. This is kind of what happened to that girl, but the girl's actually ripped up in past her lip into her, like, up into her face part a little bit, like where his mustache is. So that's what I freak out about, that she's going to come home from work with that one of these days. And I don't want to deal with that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a nice guy and I'm forgiving and whatnot, but I like a nice face and I like a good set of lips. So let's maybe consider that beauty school you thought about or whatever, and you can get away from all this crazy shit because, like I said, double-edged sword. Glad that she's there because I got somebody right there if I need it. If the dog gets all sick or the cats get sick, but also worried she's going to get her face ripped off. And here's what it looked like after the fact. And by the way, this was a Frenchie that did this. A little tiny ass dog did this to this guy. Not even like so it wasn't a pit bull or any kind of like big dog like that does that kind of stuff. It was a little tiny Frenchie, one of those ones with like the little corkscrew tails, I think they have, or something like that. These are, we're talking here. Here's a picture of him next to somebody's feet. Wait, is that it? Is that a Frenchie? I don't know. Oh yeah, hold on. Yeah, that's a Frenchie. Hold on. So here's two Frenchies, and they'll show you how small they are. Just imagine. So you saw the damage it did just from like that one little ass dog right there. You see it's smaller than like our kneecaps, below our kneecaps, how tiny those dogs are. Imagine if that was a bigger dog. And B1's gotten taken out. B1, for whatever reason, German Shepherds don't like her. She's had one that has like literally wiped her out and I think broke her foot at one point. She got taken down by a German Shepherd, and then she had one do like an alligator roll with her the other day or a couple weeks ago. So, geez, hopefully that won't happen to her because I don't want to have to be brown bagging. You know what I'm saying? I like what we're dealing with here. So, yeah, wear a chainmail mask, B1, from now on. Who's somebody who could use a brown? Oh, hold on, let me peek into the chat, make sure I didn't miss anything for anybody over here. All right, nope, good to go. Oh, by the way, I did mention if you at me, you can always I read your comments. But if you want to get your super fan donations in, that'd be one of the best ways to help support Another Dumb Show. And of course, I always read those comments. Now, another person who could kind of use a brown bag at other times, at some times, and then in other times is very hot, is Doja Cat. There are times where I've seen Doja Cat where she is really hot. Like here's a picture of Doja Cat when she's really hot. Here, this is a attractive woman right here. Very, very hot right there, all right? So I don't know what that says or whatever, but so there's Doja Cat. But then there is where's the one I'm looking for? Then there's this Doja Cat. It looks like that. Real different than the last one. And I get it. She's like what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. She's eccentric. She's not your typical. She's like a rock star, and she's always changing her look. She never looks the same or whatever. But usually, I don't know. I wouldn't want to make myself look weird and odd like that. She tends to make herself look very strange. So that's why I was saying sometimes she uses brown bag, other times not so much. But outside of her looks and her look changes, she might need to be brown bagged if she keeps hanging out with her family. This is a crazy story. Doja Cat's mother has actually filed a restraining order on her behalf, which I actually didn't know you could do. It was like file a restraining order on behalf of somebody else or to protect someone else. I didn't know you could do that. Anyway, Doja Cat's mom, apparently she filed a restraining order to help protect Doja Cat from her own brother. Doja Cat's brother, apparently, I guess he's been really like verbally and physically abusive towards Doja Cat. I guess he even went so far too, at one point in time, the physical violence got to the point where he knocked out Doja Cat's teeth. So I just showed that picture of her where she's all in, oh, hold on, before we get with this story, I forgot I never grabbed Michael K. Michael K, you're on Another Dumb Show. Sorry to keep you waiting. What's up, dude?
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Good, dude. Sorry to keep you hanging on so long. I forgot about you before I went into this other story. What's up, man?
Oh, no. Hey, I just wanted to welcome Mikey back. And, I don't know what he's going through right now. I just jumped in. I'm an alcoholic, and I just wanted to let him know that, man, there's a light to see. And every day I look forward to your guys' show because you help me get through shit.
Cool. Thank you.
I don't know what that has to do with things, but I just want to let him know that, life is better, man,
Right on, Michael K. Well, I tell you what, Mikey's not here tonight. He's taking Tuesdays and Thursdays off to kind of, like you said, just kind of work on himself and see that light that you're talking about. But I will definitely pass the message along to him. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Then I must have been watching another episode on YouTube because it came up on my feed as live. So
you know what? You're probably
I'm embarrassed.
No, don't be embarrassed. At the beginning of every show, I do a recap from usually the previous day's show or from another show, depending on if I actually remember to pull one from the day before. But so no, you were watching yesterday's issue. So at the beginning of the show, for the first 10 minutes, I usually play a previous issue, and then we go live about 7:10. So that might have been what the confusion is there, dude. So don't feel dumb.
All right. So yeah, pass that along to him, please, because I know I've made I didn't make fun of him. I told him to smoke on his deuce flute or something a couple weeks ago or whatever. But
That's all
yeah,
right. He loves that thing. That's all right.
so,
That's his pacifier. So don't worry about it. He loves it. And no amount of
uh,
making fun of him ever would get that out of his hands. But
you know what my pacifier is?
well, it sounds like Jack Daniel's bottle or something, based on being an alcoholic or
Uh,
whatever.
beer and my wife's titties, but
Beer in your wife's titties?
and
Like,
my wife's titties.
oh, beer
But,
and your wife's titties. Yes, no, those are two wonderful things to suckle on. I love your wife's titties too. So, no, I'm just kidding.
straight from the tap. Let's go
There
pit
you-
spitters. Let's go pit spitters.
All right, Michael K up there in the cherry capital of the world, Traverse City. So, Michael, I'm going to expect one of these days a shipment of these delicious. What kind of cherries are they? Bing cherries, or what are they called?
You know, I don't know what they are, to be honest with you. I just know that we have shit tons of wineries up here. You'd love it if you wine. I'm a guy, so I drink beer. But
I thought you were
I don't know what-
my resident cherry expert. I assumed you'd know the answer to that right away.
I just live in the capital. I can't go 3 feet without running into cherry hot sauce, cherry salsa, cherry beer, cherry this, cherry that. It's all
Gotcha.
over the place. You should come up here for the cherry festival. It's amazing. Concerts, everything. ZZ Top, all the.
When does that happen? When is the cherry festival in Traverse City, Michigan?
God, when is that? I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank right now. I'm
That's all right.
extremely hammered. I'm not gonna lie about
I
it.
can
but,
I can kind of tell. That's all right. Don't worry about it. You're lucid enough to hold a
Right.
conversation though. So, sort of.
Right. We got the Blue Angels flying around. It's amazing.
What is it? Memorial Day, Labor Day,
So-
4th of July? Like what? Or is it a random day of the year?
It's in the summer. It's in the summer.
Okay. Well, I'll check
And,
out.
You know, we have. Did you check out where I lived at?
I think we already talked about it. Yeah, I think I did check it out. I can't remember what was unique about it, but I think you did tell me about it.
Yeah, the Traverse City State Hospital. It was abandoned for years.
That's right.
Amazing place.
That's the new thing. They have I saw there is a basketball stadium that just got renovated into high-rise apartments. Or like high-end apartments. There's a abandoned baseball stadium, like a minor league stadium that just got converted into really nice luxury apartments, and they kept the infield as like the people's backyard. So it's actually pretty neat the way they're redoing things instead of just knocking everything down and turning them into Amazon warehouses. So,
yeah, it's really cool.
Michael, I will check out the
But,
Cherry
hey, I'm
Festival.
gonna let you go.
Yep, I'm going to let you go too. I'm going to check out the Cherry Festival, my dude. You be safe. You know the rules. If you're enjoying happy hour, don't go anywhere. All right, dude?
Oh, never. And hey, I was arrested for drunk driving a long time ago, and I've never driven drunk since. I'd learned my lesson. But anyway, more importantly, pass my message along to Mikey, please.
You got it. I will do. Thanks, Michael. Adios.
All right, bye.
Awesome. All right, cool. Hey, 844-HIT-TOM, 844-448-3862. I pay for these damn phones, so I love when you guys give me a call. So thank you so much. Michael. Let's see. So where was I? I left off, and I apologize for bouncing around there, guys. I just, I felt bad that I left Michael on hold, and I wanted to grab him real quick. So back to this Doja Cat story. Her mom got a restraining order because her brother has been physically and verbally abusive to her. And like I said, he went so far as to, I guess he knocked out her teeth at one point, and I showed that picture of her in that with the weird black teeth and everything. So I don't know, maybe that's why she had to do those black teeth or whatever. And when she did that picture, I don't know. But the mom goes on to say that he's been verbally abusive toward his sister in, quote, a very degrading and demeaning manner, and claims that he made her daughter feel, quote, unsafe and traumatized. Now, I know I just talked about B1, so don't get all huffy puffy because I'm talking about her again. But this story reminded me of this situation that I've been through with her brother doing this to her. Now, he's never actually physically harmed her, anything like that, but he has threatened to physically harm her. So we've been through this situation where, I mean, he's threatened to choke her, and he's just said some pretty awful things to her over the years. I mean, I don't have enough time to, we'd be here all night if I went through the whole list. But I got to tell you, unlike Doja Cat, B1 never felt unsafe. So maybe Doja Cat needs to go out and find herself a crazy boyfriend, because once I found out the threats and stuff were happening, I made it very clear that that was not going to happen again. And which he's not ever physically threatened her again that I know of, because she hasn't told me. If that's the case, she's not told me. But they did have an incident, I don't know, last year or the year before, where I was present for it. And I was real chill during the whole thing, but after the fact, I finally just lost my shit. And I did this whole big Facebook post with this big proclamation basically stating that if anything like that ever happened again, either verbal or physical abuse, threats, anything like that, that I was going to, I was just going to finish the whole situation. I was going to, I don't want to put in exact words what I was going to do, but it did involve my hands wrapped around a certain part of his body. Which did, of course, cause a big, huge problem with her mom. But to be honest, her mom had maybe kind of taken some action, like Doja Cat's mom. I never would have had to get involved. So somebody had to look out for her and protect her. 844-HIT-DUM, 844-448-3862. I don't know, am I right or wrong for always trying to get involved in that situation? I know it's a brother-sister thing, and brothers and sisters spat like that, but when it starts getting into threats like that, and I saw the mental torment that it put her through, I just wasn't going to have it. Well, I wasn't going to put up with it. I can't have somebody that I care about constantly upset and crying all the time because of something somebody's saying to her, and just because they're related doesn't give them a free pass. So it really fucking infuriated me when that would go on. So hopefully things will change. Seems as though things have kind of calmed down on that situation. Probably because I'm not really as much in the picture. I don't know. I'm not going to family events anymore, and I don't know. I don't know what B1 tells her family about her and I or whatever. But so there you go. That's I'm not going to keep going on and on about B1. But well, wait, one last thing. So you know B1 is related to Dolly Parton? She's a family-related person. She's related to Dolly Parton. Dankus Cow says, Dumb, not wrong for getting involved. You're obligated at that point. But why on Facebook? I feel like it should have been a private chat. I think it was more because I wanted her mom to see it too. I wanted everybody to see it because I want people to know. Because it was like it's a big family secret the way he'd been treating her, and I didn't care for that. I didn't like that it was a big family secret and that he was able to get away with it and then just show up at family events, and other family members who didn't know about it would be all nice to him, but if they did know about it, they would have been infuriated. So that's the kind of stuff that I think I was trying to get maybe a little awareness to it too. And also I'm a good ranter in that sense. And I can't, there would be, him and I would never be in a room alone together. That would never, ever happen, because I would close the door and lock it and explain to him what he had done wrong. And if he had a problem with it, then it would have probably escalated from there. So he and I were never alone ever. So there would have been no private conversation about it, because he would have popped fly and I would have choke slammed him. And that would have been the end of it. Nuggaman says, can't Doja Cat just live in a different city and state than her brother? It's not like they are 10 and in the same household or even have to see each other. Well, you know what though? But if they still have the family relationship and the family connection, I don't know if the guy, maybe Doja Cat needs to be close to her mom and the guy wants to be close to the mom too. I'm not really, and the brother, wants to be close to the mom. I don't know their family situation, but she shouldn't have to move to another fucking state. It's not fair to her if she has to move just because some guy's terrorizing her. And even in not being in the same household, it still makes a big difference. It had a huge impact on B1. This would eat her alive, because she had such a good relationship with them growing up, and then all of a sudden he just turned on her, and it was crazy. Um, and I feel like it definitely had a lot, probably all to do with me. But at some point, you just kind of grow out of that and you get over it. And it's just like, dude, treat your sister like that. Give me a break. Um, uh, Somebody's complaining about me saying, yes, I say a lot, guys. I can't help it. I just do it. It's just there. I've always done it my entire life. I'm forming a thought and I say, Otherwise, it would just be this. While I form a thought. So I'll just say, and then say my thought. Usually with a big fat in between. Fuckers. Anyway. So I just said, I promise I'm done talking about B1, but I bring B1 up and Dolly Parton up because there is a country music legend. Obviously, you guys all know Dolly Parton, the country music legend. They were doing a tribute to her over the past weekend at, let's see, where was it? Oh, where is this? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I didn't lose this video, did I? You gotta be shitting me. Did I lose this video? What keeps happening to my videos when I go to get these videos? What the hell keeps happening to these videos? I'm losing my mind with this shit. Hold on one sec while I find this. Let me get this. There's the other one. There's the other crutch there, guys. So there is a video of her, a video that went around, and let me find it. I know I have this damn video. Hold on. Here it is. All right, hold on. Let me get it. I got to re-download it. Give me a sec. Pardon me. I apologize. I have no idea what happened here. Why I don't have this video ready. But anyway, there was a there was a tribute to Dolly Parton over the weekend, right? So it had a bunch of country music stars there celebrating Dolly Parton at the Grand Ole Opry, which is pretty cool. I like Dolly Parton. She's a legend. What's not, and of course, that giant rack. What's not to love about Dolly Parton? She deserved to be honored just for that bod. But she had one of the stars who was there celebrating her was the country music star Elle King. Now, I don't know if you guys have people that and I don't know, I may have mentioned this before, I'm not 100% sure, but I have certain people in this world, and usually it's in entertainment because I see them more frequently, who I just can't look at. Elle King is one of them. I have a hard time looking at Elle King. Another one that I had a problem when I was younger, Sissy Spacek. I have a hard time looking at her. If you don't know who Sissy Spacek is, I'll get a picture of Sissy Spacek, 1980s. So here's a picture of Sissy Spacek in the 1980s. Here she is. This is, so if you don't know what Sissy Spacek, she was in the movie Carrie and other movies. I have a hard time looking at her. I don't know why. I always have. She makes me uncomfortable when I look at her. Well, that's weird. Those don't disappear away. Supposed to. I can't really look at her. Can't look at Sissy Spacek. And this Elle King character is also like that. Now, Elle King actually is, if you don't know who Elle King is, she's a country music star, but she's also the actor and comedian Rob Schneider. It's his daughter. Now, I don't know what it is about her necessarily that makes her so hard to look at for me. I really can't place it. But there are times, and here's a picture of Elle King. Kind of not the greatest picture because it's got Dolly in it too, but yeah, here you go. So here's Elle King. All right, there you go. There's Elle King on the left with Dolly Parton there. Something about Elle King, and this is probably the best picture in the world I've ever seen of her, because usually when I see her doing something live or something else, she looks very red, like really ruddy. Like I know I have a little bit red, but that's because I'm on the wind now. I'm getting windburn on my face and chapped lips and stuff. But she always has that weird red ruddy look on her, and she always looks like she's ready to pop, like Kelly Clarkson. Falcor said she is Rob Schneider's daughter. What miracles are you asking for? No, I know. I'm not expecting her to look. I'm not expecting her to be that attractive. In fact, that actually has nothing to do with why I'm bringing her up. She's in the news because she, at the Dolly Parton celebration over the weekend at the Grand Ole Opry, Elle King apparently came out on stage. And by the way, I hate to rip on Elle King because I'm sure there are plenty of people who look at her and find her absolutely beautiful. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder or whatever. So it is weird though. Like, there are some women who look at me and find me attractive. There are some women who look at me and find me completely ugly. Same with you. There are some people who look at you and find you very attractive, and there are people who look at you and find you very ugly. It's a weird world we live in. Weird thing. But in this case, those are two people who just are hard for me to look at. But anyway, here's her on stage at the Grand Ole Opry celebrating Dolly Parton.
Hi, my name is Elle King. I'm hammered.
So she went on stage and completely lost her mind. I can't really play it because there's a lot of Dolly.
This bad. How did y'all listen to
So she ends up admitting she forgets the lyrics to a song. So basically she went on stage and just told them, and the raw video is just not out there anywhere. I've looked all over for it. I think that's why I ended up not having this video pulled, because I was looking for the actual whole full raw video of her coming out on stage and going, I'm fucking hammered at a Dolly Parton tribute of all things. Like, it's one thing if it's at like your own concert, I guess. And she even she said something along the lines of like, people, even if you're not happy about it, you're not going to get your money back. All this stuff. Where is it at? Do I have the actual full video here? Did I find the full video all of a sudden? Hold on, I might have found the whole video actually, so that I'd rather play that if we can. Give me 2 seconds here because there might be an ad I gotta pop up and load through. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, actually 5 seconds apparently. Oh, okay, cool. So I did find the video. All right, why was I not able to pull that before? That's weird. All right, so here's the video. I gotta make sure we can hear this thing because we have all these weird technical problems. Audio source. There you go. Okay, so this should play right now. Why is there no audio? Why is there no audio? I just turned it on. Just turned the audio on. Why is this not working? Here she goes. Here we go.
Holy shit. I swear to God, if you guys tell Dolly, 1, 2, 3, 4, he gon' marry me. We gon' go down. He gon' be so sweet. We gon' round. I don't know lyrics to these things in this fucking town. Don't tell Dolly, 'cause it's her birthday.
All right, so it goes on and on. Let's get to the part where she
That's a
said,
B-side for
I'm not even gonna lie.
that's a B-side for you.
did she say she's hammered?
I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, holy shit, we bought tickets for this.
Come on, shut up.
Everyone's like, holy shit, we bought tickets for this shit. I'm not even gonna lie. Damn. I'm not even gonna lie.
That's a B-side for you.
Holy shit. I'm not even gonna fucking lie. Y'all bought tickets for this shit? You ain't getting your money back. I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing that's true.
I don't want it.
Good. Because you ain't getting it.
That shit's
That's it.
that shit.
I'll tell you one thing more. I'll tell you one thing more. Hi, my name is Elle King. I'm fucking hammered.
We're
bottle celebrating Dolly's birthday.
You celebrating Dolly's birthday with the bottle.
I don't celebrate a birthday in one way or two.
Elle, let's give him one of yours.
How about that? I don't know. Go ahead.
I forget my
Why don't you
own
give me this
song.
shit? Let me see. Let me see.
Why wouldn't
I'll
they
tell you
just
one
get her
thing,
off
I can barely
stage?
play another person's song. Let me see if I can play one of mine. Let me ask you, are y'all having fun tonight? I'm sad. Are y'all having
Anyway, so there it is. There she's all drunk, ruining a tribute to Dolly Parton. I can't believe they didn't cut her off. I can't believe they just let her go and didn't say, all right, we're going to move on. Next person up, we have so-and-so or whatever. Some kind of thing. Look, I wonder what, what is the issue with that? Because, I get stage fright when I do, actually before weddings. I take this medication that it's not like there's not anything that sedates you or anything like. I think it's a beta blocker or something. But it's non-habit forming. It's this, I take one of them and it actually works. Cause I get such bad anxiety and stage fright before events, an hour before. I haven't even gotten there yet. It happens at home. I'm by myself. So by the time I get there, it's already gone because I take this medication and I go from literally, I'll be like this. And I just can't, I can't stop my hand from shaking because I'm freaking out so much. And then I take this medication and it goes away. In the past, back in the days when I was on the old job, I would usually drink before that. On event kind of things. I would have a beer or a glass of wine or a shot or one little thing to kind of give me, just kind of take that edge off, and it would kind of usually help. This stuff is, but then you're getting a little buzzed. You know what I mean? This stuff, no buzz. It's just I take the pill, 20 minutes later, I've forgotten that I was even feeling weird at all, and then it's just gone. So I'm wondering if maybe this is something that she has to deal with. She is, her biggest song is called I'm Drunk and I Want to Go Home. So I don't know, maybe drinking is her thing. But I don't know, maybe she just tried to drink because to take the edge off. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I haven't been completely lit at events. There's been plenty of events, meetups, golf outings, plenty of appearances where I would just get completely wasted, and I was supposed to be doing my job. But that was almost part of the job at that time, was to be wasted and be goofy and fun. So I was kind of I never really understood the dynamic there. We could get sort of drunk, just not too drunk. It's so weird. But again, bad place, bad time for them to do that. So what else was I just going to say about this? I had one other little note here and I just lost my little note. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I lost it. But anyway, maybe Elle King is just a drunk and doesn't have stage fright. I don't know. One more thing, and then we'll take a late break today. There's another country music star who apparently likes their booze as well. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the country star. His name is Chris Young. And when I say country star, I mean, I use that a little bit loosely. He's fairly well known. Actually, I'll just show you a picture of him. Here he is. This is actually his mugshot. And I'll tell you why he ended up in having a mugshot taken of him. And apparently he likes his booze too. Him and Elle King should hang out. Chris Young was in Nashville over the weekend at a bar called the Tin Roof around 8:30 p.m. I guess some agents from the Alcoholic Beverage Commission, whatever the hell that is, were completing a compliance check. And I don't know what that is. Maybe just making sure everybody in the bar is over 21. Because they encountered the singer Chris Young sitting at a bar. After checking Chris Young's identification, so I guess that means that's what they're doing. They're going around checking IDs, making sure everybody's over 21. Now, this guy definitely looks like he's over 21 to me. Well over 21. He's kind of chunky and stocky. If you've ever seen him in person, definitely does not look like he's under 21. But maybe that's just part of the gig. They got to go around and ask everyone about it. I don't know. But anyway, after they checked his ID, Chris Young for the reasons unbeknownst to me, he gets up, he follows the agents, pulls out his cell phone and a camera and starts recording them and starts giving, like, basically just starts following them. These compliance officers go to the next bar over called the Dog House, where I guess they just went over to continue doing identification checks or whatever. This guy, Chris Young, this country music star, followed them with his camera and apparently his entourage that he has with him. And they confronted these agents in the next bar. I'm not really sure exactly what they were doing. Personally, I guess when it got to the point where it escalated so far that, like, Chris Young was like standing in the door trying to prevent the agents from leaving the bar after they went into this next bar to start doing their jobs, like checking IDs. So Chris Young's like standing in front of him like this, no, you're not leaving. And I guess at some point, according to one of the agents, Chris Young struck me on the shoulder. So I don't know if he's just going like this and he just, he gave him one of these or something like that to push him back. Well, the agent then pushed Chris Young away from him. Young started backing away, then refusing to comply with the officers at that point, and when he was then subsequently arrested. He was charged with disorderly conduct, assaulting an officer, and resisting arrest. And now he's out of jail now, I'm assuming on some sort of big bail, but what a weirdo. What would cause, I know being drunk, you do weird things, but what in the world was this guy doing? 844 hit dump. The only thing I could come up with is this. This guy thinks he's hot shit. He's a hot shit celebrity country music star. And he must have thought that the agents were like paparazzi maybe. And they were trying to see his ID to see where he lived or what his personal information is. And so, well, if that's the case and you don't think they're real, don't show them your fucking ID. Just leave the bar. Like if you feel like you're being intimidated by a paparazzi or something like that, or somebody, some just nutbag that's asking to see your ID that you don't think is an agent, which I'm sure these agents had badges, just leave. Because all they're doing is making sure you're 21. So if worse comes to worse, you just leave and then come back later. Go get something to eat for a minute and then come back later. It's not rocket science here. Instead, he makes a scene because he's a big hot shit celebrity. Mr. Do you know who I am? How dare you bother me at the bar? I'm going to record all this. You're infringing on my rights. Do you think it's one of those? Do you think he's like a uber conservative or something like that? And he feels like this is some sort of violation of his rights or something? I don't know. Very strange story. I have no idea. It's with the arrogance in this whole story is amazing to me. To chase down officers with your camera out and then try to keep them inside of a building to the point where you end up getting arrested. It's insane. But those are pretty serious charges. Disorderly conduct, assaulting an officer, and resisting arrest. So we'll see if he ends up getting a jail time or anything like that. I highly doubt he will. He'll probably get slap on the wrist or some kind of community service or whatever. But interesting story. Very, not interesting, weird. A weird thing for that guy to do. Okay. I think we are going to take a quick break. Real quick, I saw Nugget Man put in a comment here. He said, Dumb, weren't you there at the Holy Moses ceremony when Nads was like this? Yeah. I, God rest his soul, I was. And I actually remember pulling him aside and like holding him by his shoulders and saying, bro, you've got to pull yourself together or you're going to get in so much trouble. I've been in this situation where I'm wasted at these events. You have got to pull yourself together. And he kind of looked like he was lucid for a second and he was gonna, and then he was just pretty fucked up the rest of the night. So yeah, that sucked. That was sad. So let's see here. Drew S said that guy sounds like a sovereign citizen. That's what I'm wondering, if he's one of those kind of guys. What did I say? Conservative? That was the wrong word I was looking for. A sovereign citizen. That was, what an idiot. Not conservative. A sovereign citizen, saying that he's not a real you're not an actual person. You're not a citizen. You don't belong to anything. You don't abide by the rules or whatever those things are. Pretty crazy. So, speaking of conservatives, I do have a crazy story about conservatives here coming up after the break, though. So, second hour is always happy hour here. Don't be conservative when you pick up the kids and throw them in the other room. Throw them fast and hard. That way you get them out of the room. You can do a little drinky drink, a little mokey moke, and you won't have to worry about them bothering you the whole time. Close the door, put them in there with the dog. Just hopefully they won't bite them on the face. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, second hour is always happy hour here on Another Dumb Show. Get those drinks out, get that smoky smoke out, and we will be right back on Another Dumb Show. Hang on. back. Welcome back to Another Dumb Show. I'm Another Dumb Show host. Thank you for spending your Tuesday evening with me. I greatly appreciate it. 844-HIT-DUMB, 844-448-3862. That is the number to call if you want to call into the show. Open lines, fucking America, man. Like I said, I pay for these damn phones, so I love to hear from you guys. So, another thing too, Another Dumb Show. Those of you who watch the show, or those of you who are interested in the show and would like to see the show succeed, we are looking for sponsors for Another Dumb Show. So if you are interested in that, I know I have Kyle that I owe an email to regarding some potential sponsorship opportunities. But those of you who own small businesses, or you're part of a small business and you'd like to help see Another Dumb Show successful, remain successful, and hopefully get some business drummed up for your business, or just get some eyeballs on your website or whatever you're looking for, shoot me an email, anotherdumbshow@gmail.com, and I will get over a package over to you and let you know how you can hopefully get some, like I said, get some more eyeballs on your business. And again, it ain't as expensive as your local radio programs or other things like that. We can put together pretty affordable packages for small businesses who don't have a huge advertising budget. And that goes, not only do those budgets include sponsoring Another Dumb Show, it will include things like posts on my socials and all that good stuff. So plenty of ways for you to get some easy, advertising opportunities for your business. So anotherdumbshow@gmail.com if you're interested in that. Now, before the break, I mentioned I have this crazy story, and I know I think there's a primary going on right now in New Hampshire, and I don't feel like getting into a Biden versus Trump or Republican versus Democrat debate. So let's not go down that road. All right, but I do want you guys to be careful who you vote for. Definitely look into them. See what they're all about, because there are people trying to take away some of the most fundamental rights that we have here as Americans. And they're now giving out prison sentences for up to a year, and also $2,000 fines for these rights that we all have, that we all do every day. They want to now put you in jail for and give you a big, huge fine for doing. This is in Oklahoma. It's a Republican state senator, Senator Dusty Devers. That sounds like a porn name if I've ever heard it. Dusty Devers. Dusty Devers is set to introduce a bill that would make watching porn a felony. And this bill would also ban sexting outside of marriage. So I don't understand it. Aren't the Republicans, and again, I'm not getting back in a back and forth, because I know that Republicans are the ones, they say they want less government, right? They want, you're supposed to have your rights to do whatever you want. You don't want people telling you how to live your life or what to say or how to do it. I thought that's what conservatives were all about. Not telling you how to run your business or any of that kind of stuff. Less taxing, what's yours is yours. But then they do weird shit like this. Where literally the government is intruding into your personal life. Obviously in Oklahoma, it's more who it's affecting. But shit, if it happens in one state, it can happen in another. So 844-HIT-DUMB, 844-448-3862. I mean, I said I don't want to go back and forth with Trump and Biden, but I know I don't think Trump would be for this. He's a perv. We all know Trump. That's him at a goddamn campaign rally. That guy's doing that shit at campaign rallies. You know that guy's a perv. And we've all heard the famous grab him by the pee line. So we all know Trump loves his pee. Trump loves his pee. Loves his sex. So I don't think he'd be okay with this. I'm sure he did plenty of sexting with Stormy Daniels and that other Playboy model behind his wife's back. Or whoever he was behind back that time. I think it was behind Melania's back, wasn't it? I don't remember which wife it was. Anyway, I'm not railing on Trump, because there's plenty of guys out there who are shitty guys doing shitty stuff like this. Trust me. Or did, at least. So, but what's weird about this is when I was a kid, I mean, these people in Oklahoma are literally telling you what you can do in your bedroom. This guy, this Dusty Devers guy, is trying to tell you what you can do in your bedroom and what you can do in your personal life with your fucking cell phone, and how you interact with other humans. Which I kind of understand if you're doing something to harm them, like murder them or assault them or something along those lines. You don't want to do that. That makes sense. You want to prevent that. But at this point, what's weird about it too is it reminds me of this porn that I watched when I was a kid, and I think it was the first porn I saw. I saw a movie called Taboo. Not the best porn to see for your first time as a porn. Really fucks a kid's head up for a while. Sorry, stepmom, for all the Peeping Tom stuff. My bad. Taboo was a bad movie to see first. Anyway, got through that, thankfully. Grew out of that phase. But I don't know. Maybe it was Taboo. Maybe it was another porn video I watched. But in this video, there was a couple in it having some hot, hardcore backdoor action. You know what I'm saying? We're just some backdoor action. Just a guy behind doing his thing. In the middle of it, the door flies open. And this like weird, because it was like a porn, just this bad cop costume. And this like weird kind of like dude who's like, I don't remember what he was dressed like. I don't remember. I just know there were two dudes. Might have just been two cops. Was it two? Anyway, it was a long time ago. But anyway, they break in, they bust the door open while this guy's taking this chick to Pound Town from the back door. They open the front door, come flying in, and bust them for what they're doing, for the backdoor action. You can't do it. It's against the law. This is what I saw in this movie. Which, when I saw it, even at the time when I was young, I was like, that's ridiculous. What police are going to come invade someone's bedroom and try to tell them what they do in their bedroom? I was a little kid. I think I was 5 or 6 years old when I saw that freaking movie. So, I really don't understand who these people are telling you what you can do in your life and in your bedroom. So, be careful who you vote for. I do believe this guy is a pastor. So maybe that has something to do with why he is the way. I mean, that has everything to do with why he is the way he is. And quickly, speaking of Donald Trump, he is projected to hold off Nikki Haley and win the New Hampshire primary. Big, shocking surprise. Excuse me. So there you go, guys. Like I said, be careful who you vote for. There's a little bit more, some more details about this. The bill set to be introduced next month by Dusty Devers would prohibit consuming or producing sexual content that, quote, lacks serious literary, artistic, educational, political, or scientific purposes or value in any medium. It defines obscene material as the depiction or description of any acts of sexual intercourse, including those that are normal or perverted, actual or simulated. Content depicting backdoor action and masturbation would also be off the table, in addition to videos, movies, video games, and text messages that involve sadomasochistic abuse and acts of excretion in sexual content. So basically all the things that people want. Oh, and even this. So any human genitals, women's breasts, and also buttocks will be considered a lewd exhibition. Like I said, you can get up to a sentence of up to a year in prison and a $2,000 fine for doing any of this. So if you're sending text messages to your, and this is outside of marriage, that just means you're not married. So it could be two people who are consenting adults sending each other sexts. You could potentially go to jail for that in Oklahoma now for sending your girlfriend a picture of your schlong, which I guess maybe some dude should. I don't know, especially if it's unsolicited. Those dudes should definitely get in trouble. But no, I mean, if you're into it and you're going back and forth or whatever, get the fuck out of here. That's bullshit. And I guess this law would even require social media sites like X, formerly Twitter, to be made unavailable in Oklahoma because they have so much porn on there. Which, by the way, I just found this out really kind of like, I guess I knew, but I didn't realize the extent to which there's the hardcore porn that's on Twitter. I mean, it's straight up hardcore porn on there. It just blows my mind. And I mean, I know Pornhub or all these other ones are accessible to anyone too, but I really didn't realize. Like I don't remember what I was searching. What was I searching for? I didn't have anything even really to do with sex, I don't think. anyway, but all these, just the whole line of just porn just popped up down the thing. And I'm like, whoa. And it's, I mean, we're talking full blown graphic, hardcore stuff you'd see on Pornhub or whatever, YouPorn or whatever you watch. It's pretty crazy out there, man. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. You just go on Twitter, see a bunch of hardcore porn. All right. Speaking of somebody who loves sexting, who loves the sex, Tristan Thompson, the center for the Cleveland Cavaliers. He is in some trouble. He's been suspended for 25 games by the NBA for performance-enhancing drugs violation. And I thought that he just took stuff to help him recover. I didn't know there was anything to do with actually getting stronger, but it turns out I'm wrong. He did actually he took 2 different types of performance-enhancing drugs. Ibutamorin, which is a growth hormone. So I think that's like the HGH kind of stem cell thing to help you, like say you got a bad injury, it will help you recover from that injury more quickly. But then there's this other one, the SARM, SARM LGD-4033. That's defined as a muscle booster. So Tristan Thompson, in losing in the 25-game suspension, is going to have to forfeit more than $726,000 out of his $3.1 million salary. Can this guy ever be in the news for anything good? I mean, seriously, every time I see this guy, he's in the news for something else. He's either cheated on Khloe Kardashian for the 400th time. I can't remember what else I've seen him in the news for. I think it's really just all the cheating he's doing. It's, like I said, that's why the guy loves his sex. But so, yeah, he's officially out for the next 25 games. Like I said, I can't talk basketball all day. That's about the extent of what I know. But still, that's a pretty significant suspension. I think basketball season is 82 games long. He's getting kicked out for 25 of them. So I know they're getting closer to, I don't know how many games we're into the NBA season, but I think he would be back in time for the playoffs if the Cavs were to make the playoffs. I do believe the Cavaliers have been playing very well lately. So that would actually, maybe that'll be a bad loss for him. I always forget that he's Canadian. I don't know why I forget that, but yeah, he's Canadian. Anyway, so that's not code. I don't do that here. That's not that weird Canadian code. I don't do that. He's truly from Canada. I'm not like one of those awful dudes who walks in a restaurant. There's a lot of Canadians here. That's some code ass shit. You're a black dude and you hear somebody say something about a bunch of Canadians. Get out of there. Let's see here. Another person who is a prolific, well, I don't know if it's just cheater, just mad. This dude just F's mad chicks. Weird story. The wide receiver for the Miami Dolphins named Tyreek Hill. Brap says, yes, Brap, I'm actually going to get to that story at some point here before the end of the show. Actually, here in just a minute, actually, I think is what I have next up to talk about, actually. So, yeah, we will get to that in a minute. Tyreek Hill, one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. So, Tyreek Hill's been married for about, I don't know, 3 months now, if that, three weeks or something like that. But for whatever reason, back in November is when he got married. It's very strange. He has filed for divorce already. If you remember, his house burned down. His wife was in the house with his kid, and his kid ended up doing, what did the kid do? I think he was playing with a lighter, and the kid almost burned the house down. I think the wife was at the house. I saw a video of Tyreek basically out there kind of cussing her out. But what is the strangest thing about this story is Tyreek Hill the Sun Sentinel, the Dolphins part of like the whatever the Dolphins section is of the Sun Sentinel, they tweeted, Miami Dolphins Tyreek Hill files petition for divorce in Broward County. Okay. That was earlier today. An hour after that, Tyreek Hill replied on in here, I'll actually just show it to you. He replied back, he said, "Boy, no, the heck we didn't. So don't put that in the air. We are happily married and gonna stay that way." So where did they come up with this thing that they're gonna file for divorce? Where did this come from? It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. So another strange story. Tyreek Hill always has some sort of weird controversy around him. If just kind of weird stuff. I think even when he was getting married, he had several other women who he was supposedly had knocked up at the same time while he was getting married. So Tyreek Hill, I wonder what's going on with that. We'll have to see if he actually gets married. But that's such a fucking weird ass story. Speaking of weird stories. What is going on with this story with these Kansas City Chiefs fans who died outside a couple weeks ago after the Chiefs? Who the hell did the Chiefs play in that game? Oh, I'm having a complete brain fart about who the Chiefs played in that game. I guess it really doesn't matter, but hey, just for my own sanity, in the wild card weekend, the Chiefs played. Oh, the Dolphins. Speaking of Tyreek Hill and the Dolphins. The Chiefs played the Dolphins a few weeks back, and if you remember, that was when it was absolutely outrageously crazy cold in Kansas City. That was when, I guess, players were getting frostbite afterwards. I think it was -15 with the wind chill or something crazy like that. Well, a group of friends all got together. There were 4 friends hanging out during this Kansas City Chiefs game, watching the game. And I think they might have actually left, even this group of 4 friends might have left at one point, and they ended up back at this house. I'm trying to remember the name of the person whose house they ended up at. Give me one sec. I'll find the guy's name. I lost it here. I just have it. Okay, so there's a guy named Jordan Willis. He's renting a home. Him and 3 friends, David Harrington, Ricky Johnson, and Clayton McGeeney, they were all hanging out together watching Chiefs game. So Jordan, like any kind of chill house, any kind of party house, if you've ever been to a party house, sometimes if you're the party house owner or renter, the lead person who's on the lease or whatever, you get wrecked because it's your place. And depending on the group that's there, you might just like go, "I'm going to pass out, guys. You guys hang out until you're ready to go," or whatever. So I saw an interview with this Jordan Willis's attorney yesterday, and I wasn't able to find it to pull it. But in the interview, I saw Jordan Willis's attorney, and the reason Jordan Willis has an attorney is because these 3 friends, David, Ricky, and Clayton, somehow all died overnight. Assuming overnight, they were all died and were found in the backyard of this Jordan Willis guy's house. Very strange story. The lawyer for Jordan Willis, he came out and was talking about the situation, and he described what happened as Jordan, this renter. I'm just gonna call him. He's not the homeowner, but he's like the renter, Jordan. The guy who, I'm just going to say homeowner because it's easier. This homeowner, Jordan, he, according to his attorney, looked at the 3 dudes and said, "Guys, I'm calling tonight. I'm going to lay down. I'm going to cash out for the night. Audio. You guys do whatever you're going to do." So, according to the attorney, he laid down to go pass out. The 3 dudes may or may not have left and come back, which again, if you've ever been in a party house with an open door policy, and that's what the attorney said, there was kind of an open door policy at this house, you know that's just kind of how it works. There are people coming and going kind of all the time. And I'm actually not even insinuating this is a party house. Just based on the details I've been hearing, it seems like a party house to me. There's not been any mention of any, if they were drinking necessarily, if they were doing any drugs. The lawyer wouldn't talk about that. But the weirdest part about this story is this Jordan Willis guy had no knowledge that his friends were in his backyard freezing to death while he was passed out in his house. And he didn't know it. He didn't find out about it until 2 days later. It's the craziest story. So imagine just being at your house. Your friends come over, that you pass out. You think your friends leave, and then you wake up. You go about your day. You just do your thing. He actually works from home, according to the attorney. So assume he just walks up to his desk like this, clicking away, Zoom calling, got his little headset on. We're making sure he's just got a suit and tie on with a pair of boxers on underneath. You know what I mean? So the typical work at home guy, and then he does that for a day, does that for the next day. And then I'm trying to figure out who exactly it was. I think that there was a family member who hadn't seen them. And one of the family members went to, I think somebody actually broke into his house to try to find the guy. To see what he was doing in the house, because they're so family members of these three dudes. One of the family members said, here's what they said: my husband banged on Jordan's door for 20 minutes. My friend banged on his door and then busted a window and yelled and announced her presence while she's inside, and still got nothing from Jordan. Then the cops come 10 minutes later, and Jordan comes out nonchalant in his boxers with an empty wine glass in hand. Nothing is adding up. Dave, Clay, and Ricky need and deserve justice. So this story is absolutely one of the weirder stories I've ever heard. I don't know. I know Creepy Michelle lives outside of Kansas City somewhere, I think. So I don't know if there's been any more updates over the past day. But they are not investigating this as a homicide. Just three dudes die in somebody's backyard, inexplicably freeze to death. How? How does that happen? How did they end up in this guy's backyard alone and freezing to death? I mean, were they partying? I don't know if there's toxicology reports that we're waiting on. And I don't want to talk shit about these guys after they passed away, but it's just such a weird, strange story. How'd they end up? Why didn't they just come back inside? How'd they get stuck outside? And if they did get stuck outside, why didn't they walk somewhere? You know what I mean? Go to the neighbor and knock on the door and say, hey, we were at Jordan's house and we got stuck. And you can even see, here's the house. Here's a picture of the house. Just a weird situation, man. I don't know what we're going to see next out of this. Again, are they going to come back with the toxicology report? Maybe these guys were completely wasted. Maybe they were on something and they went outside and they ended up passing out. I can't. I've been trying to put together theories based on my party house experience. I can't come up with any kind of theory for it. So to me, there's got to be way more to this story. And this Jordan guy has to be involved somehow. I know he was involved because he was, there in the house, but I feel like he has to be involved more than he is letting on. And it's just even stranger that the police are not investigating it as a homicide, which tells you maybe there was some kind of partying involved. But they say that this Jordan guy was cooperative with detectives the day that the deceased were discovered. Also, I forgot, there was another guy there that they were hanging out with, a fifth dude. And apparently his story adds up with Jordan's. They have the same story. They were interviewed at separate times, and they both had the same story. Now, they could have corroborated ahead of time. But for them to tell the same story in separate interviews, and the police buy both of their stories and say, all right, we believe that these guys are telling the truth. Jordan just passed out and said, oh, you guys hang out if you want to, and we'll see you later. Well, what other explanation is it other than these guys were fucked up in the backyard and maybe passed out because it got too cold? Or I don't know. I don't know. It's a crazy story. So I can't wait to see what will happen next with this story. Creepy Michelle says, no local updates last I checked this evening. It is so bizarre for sure. That area, okay. She said that area is most likely drugs, sadly. Okay, so yeah, I'm not familiar, obviously. I'm glad. So there you go. We got an inside track. Not the best area or a drug area, perhaps. So I think this is a picture of the dudes here. As you can see, the 4 dudes hanging out. I don't know. Well, I don't know if that's Jordan with the face blurred out. I don't know if it was from that day or whatever. But I believe those 3 dudes there, where you can see their faces, are the dudes who froze to death. So, which is weird because 2 of them are big, 1 of them is smaller. So you'd think the 2 bigger ones would take longer to freeze to death than the little guy. So, this story is bizarre. You're right, Creepy Michelle. There really is no better word to describe this whole story other than absolutely and totally bizarre. I don't understand it. Here's actually, here's the guy actually. I found a picture, I forgot. Here is this Jordan Willis guy. They found Willis guy. This is a picture of him. Here's a picture of him with his dog. I don't know, he looks like a normal dude to me, I guess. I mean, looks like a cute picture, him and his puppy. But yeah, this is the guy who rents the house, who said, yeah, just go ahead and pass out and I'll see you guys tomorrow, I guess. I mean, I'm just looking at a picture of this guy. Just looks like a regular old dude. Here's the backyard, actually. Oh, cool. I'm glad I found more pictures. I forgot about this. There you go. There's the backyard. I don't know where in the backyard they were found. There's been no official cause of death yet. Police are initially saying no foul play. And here we are. Just a weird, weird story. There's an interview with the family. It is incredibly, incredibly long. So I'm not going to do that. But just here's a quick brief timeline of the events again. January 7th, the 3 men go to Jordan Willis's home to watch Kansas City Chiefs game against the Chargers. What? Chargers? Oh, so this is way back. Okay, so I'm mixed up. I thought this was during the playoffs. Okay, so no, this was way back on January 7th. My bad, excuse me. At some point so January 7th, they go to Jordan Willis's house to watch the game with the Chiefs. At some point during the night, Willis goes upstairs to sleep, leaving the 3 men and another unnamed man to hang out in his house. Next day, January 8th, Jordan Willis claims he did not leave his home that day, so he didn't realize the victims' cars were even outside. Loved ones of the missing men start trying to contact Willis, who doesn't respond. Next day, January 9th, 2 days later, Clayton McGeeney, one of the guys, his fiance, breaks into Jordan Willis's home, screams Willis's name after 2 days of no communication with her partner. She then finds one of the bodies on the back porch. At 9:51 p.m. on January 9th, 3 bodies are found at the property after police perform a welfare check. So, oh man, this story just gets weirder and weirder and weirder, and I can't wait to hear more details about it as they come out, because I'm really interested to see where this story goes. So keep an eye on that. Creepy Michelle, if you hear anything, she says, I have a friend that has land out there, and there's always bizarre stuff happening on his property, all drug-related. People wandering or breaking in looking for stuff to sell. Ooh, man, that's really weird. And Pat Wooey said, going back to the guy's backyard, he goes, that is pretty open. How do you not see them? I agree. How do you not see them, guys? And there's some big-ass picture windows on the back of that house. Like, I'm assuming maybe that little screened-in area, maybe that's where he has his work thing at, or how do you not glance out the back window and see 3 dead bodies? And how do you not glance and just know that there are cars in your driveway? I don't buy that. I'm not buying that one bit. This guy, there's more to the story. I feel like this guy's up to something. Something weird happened here. I mean, was it a drug deal gone bad and the guys got choked to death or something and there's just no markings, or chloroform and they passed out? Because you put chloroform, like the old 80s movies with the kidnappers would pour that stuff on the cloth and cover their face, and people would pass out. Did they get chloroformed, all 3 of them? I don't know. It's a weird ass story, man. And Lady Di is asking, he didn't answer her at the door when the fiance went there. No. She banged and banged and banged, and then broke a window and went into the house, screamed and yelled that she's there, and he still didn't come up until people showed back up with the police. So, all right, keep an eye on that story, Creepy Michelle. I'm going to keep an eye on it too. If you see anything, shoot me an email, anotherdumbshow@gmail.com. Now, Brap, one of the league members, he asked me earlier, he said, hey, Dumb, did you see the Buffalo kicker, Tyler Bass, has been getting death threats for missing the kick in the playoff game on Sunday? Pathetic, quote, fans they have, is what Brap says. And now I know Mikey probably isn't a big fan. Mikey, who's not here tonight, he'll be back tomorrow. He is a big Buffalo Bills and Bills Mafia hater. So I'm sure he's not surprised, wouldn't be surprised by this story even a little bit. But so yeah, here's the headline. Buffalo kicker Tyler Bass deactivates his social media pages after getting death threats for missing crucial field goal in the loss to the Chiefs. But I did give Bills Mafia a hard time. But you can't give them too hard of a time, because it turns out that Bills Mafia has rallied around him. And he has a charity that the Bills Mafia have decided to donate money to. So Buffalo Bills fans, while they're probably like any fan base, you're going to have your bad apples who are going to, and I got to be honest with you, that I hate, it even kind of bugs me when Mikey says like he roots for a player to get hurt so he wins a bet or his fantasy game wins or whatever. I kind of hate that. But he can say whatever the fuck he wants, but I disagree with that. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. I want to see the best players on the field playing all the time. And Tyler Bass was a good kicker for them this year. He did great for them. But you got your guys out there who are psycho and saying death threats for missing a fucking kick. I mean, Jesus Christ, you guys are, and whoever's doing this, they're absolutely insane. The good apples out there, like I said, you got your bad apples that kind of ruin the bunch and all doing these awful death threats and, get to the point where the guy's got to deactivate his X account, his Instagram account or whatever. He's part of a charity called the 10 Lives Club, which obviously, cats have 9 lives. This is a cat charity. I don't know what they do with cats or whatever. But they did put up a post, and I can't find the post. I don't know what I did with it. I lost it. But anyway, this 10 Lives Club their post said, "We stand with Tyler Bass. Don't bully our friend. We just heard the terrible news that Tyler Bass is receiving threats after yesterday's game, and our phones are ringing off the hook from people who want to donate $22 to the 10 Lives Club in Tyler's name. Tyler doesn't deserve any of the hate he's receiving. He's an excellent football player and an even better person who took the time to help our organization and rescue cats last year. Leave our friend alone." So, yeah, there you go. So, oh, look at this guy. How do you give this guy a death threat? And this is what he does for his charity. Here's Tyler Bass, the kicker. Where's their sound? Where's that sound coming from? Where the hell is that sound coming from? I have no idea what that is. Anyway, there he is. There's Tyler Bass holding a little kitty, part of the 10 Lives Club. So giving him a little bit of props. The city of Buffalo rallying behind him. Congratulations. Brap said, "That's a great shelter for cats. Both of my cats came from them." There you go. So if you're in the Rochester area or Buffalo area and you want to help support Tyler Bass's charity because you feel bad that he's getting death threats and stuff, then donate to their charity. So, all right, I got a question for all you guys. I'm due to do another eating challenge. I'm having a little bit of trouble deciding which one I want to do next, because we have the Pop-Tart challenge that I talked about doing, which is fun, I guess. But I just saw one the other day where this guy ate this 2-foot slice of pizza. Now remember, there's a pizza place around here where I've ordered that 2-foot pizza before, but it's cut into smaller slices. If I got the 2-foot pizza, I could cut it into one big slice. I could tell them, don't cut it. and then I have it in one big slice. I would, make sure it's one big slice. And this guy had to eat it in a certain amount of time. And I don't remember how much time it was, but I was thinking that might be a fun eating challenge to try that, especially because it's so big. So I was thinking that. So let me know what you guys think of that. There's also, I saw this story, and one of the reasons that made me think of that is there's a story talking about America's favorite pizza styles and what the most iconic different types of pizza were and everything. It is crazy. It talks about how much pizza Americans eat. They eat pizza 3 times a month, 8 slices monthly. Wisconsin eats 10 slices monthly. On average, Americans eat 480 gallons worth of pizza annually, enough to fill a 6-person hot tub. Each American eats that much pizza every year? That's fucking crazy. There's no way. States that eat the most pizza: North Dakota, New York, Minnesota, Wisconsin. And I'm trying to figure out, where is the damn list that tells you what is the best pizza here? Where did it go? Okay. So New York style pizza is officially the most popular way to enjoy a pizza, according to this new report. You got your New York style, your Chicago style, your California style, Detroit style, and St. Louis style. Ohio likes New York style the best. Pretty much the whole East Coast likes the New York style the best. You got a couple Chicago styles, obviously, in Illinois, Indiana. Tennessee likes deep dish. Michigan likes Detroit style, the only place in the country that likes that. I don't know how I feel about Detroit style. I don't know about that. What is St. Louis style pizza? St. Louis style pizza. The hell is that? St. Louis style pizza, popular in St. Louis, and it's got a thin cracker-like crust made without yeast using Provel cheese, and it's cut into squares instead of wedges. What the fuck? Weird. Why the fuck up the pizza? Why you gotta have yeast in your dough? Shit's got to raise up a little bit. So this literally, you're eating crackers it's like charcuterie with pizza on it. That's gross. No wonder it's only popular in St. Louis. But the rest of the country, pretty much New York. You got a few Chicago styles throughout the rest, and then one California style one, which is, I don't even know what's on California pizza. I'm sure it's probably a bunch of weird stuff like broccoli and style pizza. California style pizza combines New York style thin crust with California cuisine cooking style. So, okay, so you got your sun-dried tomatoes and your avocado, and it looks like they got some egg, and, well, that's more Italian kind of a deal. So, I don't know. California pizza doesn't look terrible to me if you like all those kind of weird toppings. So what do you guys think? Put a tag on there. Drew S. said, "Dumb, have you tried the Mount Olympus from Greek Village Grill yet?" I have not tried that one yet, and I'm telling you, I just can't do that one yet because the hole in my mouth, it's not small enough yet. There's all the onions in that are going to get stuck in it, and I'm not going to be able to get them out. And like the meat, like that kind of crumbly meat that gyro meat is, it's going to get stuck in that, and it's going to screw up my time. I'm not going to be able to eat it. So I do still want to do that one. I just got to let my mouth, hopefully this fucking thing will close. It's not closing. I actually think I need to go back to the dentist because it's just not closing. I thought the whole point of this bone graft I got was I get the bone graft, the hole closes up. I just have like a gum with no tooth there. Instead, I have this like giant ass hole. So, Gabarita wants me to do cheese balls. She wants to see how many of those cheese balls I could get down. I like that one too. That's a pretty fun one. I do like the idea of trying to see how many of the cheese balls I get. Maybe we do it by weight, and Mikey and I could go back like battle. We weigh out. We each get the same amount of cheese balls. We weigh it and make sure it's the correct weight. We have the same weight, or we can take a ball out or add a ball if we have to, and then we just go and see who can eat the most cheese balls by the end of the thing, because who's going to be able to count that? You count the cheese balls? That's crazy. Nobody's going to be able to count them. So we're going to have to do that by weight in the end to see who ended up eating the most cheese balls. So I do like that idea. That would be a lot of fun. Vlad T says he is a dental tech. Vlad T, why is my mouth not closing? Why is this hole that this extracted tooth, my extracted last molar? I got a bone graft that fell out twice. They claimed it didn't fall out the second time, and they didn't, or the third time when I went back. They said it didn't fall out, but I thought it did. Anyway, still a hole there, Vlad T. He said you need to let the tissue fully heal. Yeah, I know. It's just not. It's taking forever. This is months ago that I had that thing going on. I think it was June, maybe. It might have been even 6 months ago at this point. It was a long time ago. September? I don't even remember actually when that happened. But Gabrietta said, "Let me come look in your mouth." Get in line, baby. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try. Shoot me an email if you see any different cooking or eating challenges you might be interested in me trying. AnotherDumbShow@gmail.com. I mean, I'm looking to do kind of fun ones like pizza, how many wings, that kind of fun stuff. And then obviously we can get the crazy stuff like that crazy gyro that I was talking about. And like I'm even looking at some Oreos. It might be fun to do an Oreo one. Different stuff like that. So shoot me an email, anotherdumbshow@gmail.com for one that you guys are interested in seeing, because I am interested in doing one here one of these days in the near future. So might even, I don't know if we'll do it members only or not, but we'll definitely do one here one of these days. So alrighty, guys. I think that is going to wrap things up for us tonight here on Another Dumb Show. I hope you guys had a wonderful evening. I had a great time tonight. Yeah, that's going to wrap things up. If you've not already hit a thumbs up on tonight's video, I would greatly appreciate it if you did that. If you're not already a member and you'd like to join and help support Another Dumb Show financially and just to, make sure we stay up and running, all you have to do is click the join button, and there are 3 different tier levels. Tier 1, that gives you access to the chat and all the emojis and all that good stuff. Tier 2, Super League of Dummy members. They have access to our members only shows and all the emojis and all that good stuff I talked about. But the most important part of that is the members only show access you'll get at the tier 2 level. And then of course, all of my Team Dumb Ultimate fans, those are the ones who really want to see Another Dumb Show and your old boy Dumb be successful. So you guys can go ahead and hit join on the homepage, and you can help support the show moving on. So Drew S says, great stream, Dumb. Hit that like button, y'all. Thank you, Drew. I appreciate it. And yes, like I said, please hit that thumbs up for me. And a quick reminder to everybody, too. Like I said, if you cannot watch Another Dumb Show live, I would love for you guys to download it as a podcast. And you can get that on YouTube Music. Just go to YouTube Music, download the show as a podcast, or stream the show as a podcast, and you'll be all set. So that's going to wrap things up for us tonight. We'll be back live tomorrow. I think Mikey's going to be with us tomorrow is what I said. But, hey, not holding his feet to the fire. If my main man is not feeling up to it, then I'm not going to hold his feet to the fire. But either way, he may be back tomorrow, and I will definitely be back, and hopefully all of you will be as well. We will be back live. One more. Brap wants one of these.
Meat, vegetables, water, milk, tea.
All right, that's going to wrap things up. I'm out of here. See ya.